Hello everyone, my name is Franco Pucci. I'm the technical consultant for the STS Association. I've been involved in the prepayment industry for over 25 years. Welcome to the STS training videos, where we will essentially explore all aspects of the STS and the STS standard. I hope you find these videos helpful. In this video, we will deal with the simulators and tools available to members of the STSA, and in particular, the virtual security module. We've dealt with the STS simulator already in a previous video. Today, the virtual security module, which emulates a fully functional security module under either HDLC or TCP/IP connection, will be discussed. So, what can the security module do? Well, first of all, it can generate any STS token that is available in the specification. It can generate meter keys for test purposes using all of the decoder key generation algorithms. It can support the API commands for serial or TCP/IP, in other words, the small or the large security module, and using STS 600-8-6 API protocol specifications. It can be connected to a POS device for testing, and in fact, this is the security module that is used for certification testing for POS devices. What can it not do? Well, it cannot be used in place of a hardware security module. It cannot be used to generate tokens using a live supply group code, or vending key as we also know it. So in other words, for a field operation, you cannot use a virtual security module. You need to use the actual hardware security module. And it also cannot be registered with the key management center as a real security module. Now, if we look at the possible connection diagrams, on the right of the picture, you have the security module software. Now, you can either connect to it on your POS device, which is the computer on the left, using a TCP/IP connection, using an IP address and a port number, or you can connect it through a serial connection, COM-X, which could be any COM port on your computer. Now, for that, you will need some COM port emulator, such as COM0.com or any other freely available COM port emulator, where you essentially create a COM port pair. Then your point of sale connects to the one COM port of your COM port pair, and your security module or virtual security module connects to the other. So create a COM port pair, assign one port to the VSM and one port to the point of sale. So in order to look at this virtual security module, we will need to run the virtual security module itself and then a test program for the virtual security module. The test program is not part of the available tools to STS members, but it is required for me to demonstrate what the VSM can do. But first, let's discuss the VSM. Okay, what you see here now is the virtual security module VSM5, which uses the STS 6 protocol. It has a secure module ID, a firmware ID, a hardware ID, and a manufacturer. The reason these are Prism is particularly because it was tested on the KMC. So I needed to make sure that all of the data was correct as to what was contained in the KMC. The test KMC, that is, not the live one. If you look here, you have CTS test key options. These are different key management file options, where some of the keys will be changed. In fact, if you look at, if you hover over it, it'll tell you what it gives you if you select them. So you can select KMF0 and you'll see that it is a ken of 255 in these keys. You select KMF1, it goes to 85, and so on. There's a couple of them for you to select. But looking at this generally, on the top portion, you have the vending keys. These are all the vending keys that are contained in the security module, and you can look at them. You have the vending key type, which is in this case VUDK. The vending key itself is ABABAB. It sits in register 01. It has a key type of 2. supply group code 123456, key revision number of 1, the base date 1993, key expiry number 85, decoder key generation algorithm 02, and the activation date of that date. There's no expiry date on this, and so on. So you can have a look at all of these and you can see which keys are contained inside the security module. Further down we get to the larger keys. That's for essentially an EA11 type meter. You can see the key is double the size. Those will sit in these registers with those supply group codes, etc. You have got different base states for some of these keys in order to be able to test a rollover key change, and you will see that these keys all use DKGA04. Okay, in these we've put in the activation date as well as an expiry date, which you can change later to check for key expiry, and we'll get to that. Underneath here you've got, don't worry about this. This was really used for testing, so this option here you can leave out. It's of no use to you. This one, on the other hand, fixed the random number to 5 for CTS testing. All the CTS tests have a random number of 5, and the reason for that is otherwise every single test in the CTS document would require 16 tokens in the document, which would make the document very difficult to handle and very large. So we fixed the random number to 5 for all CTS tests. What it means is that whatever token you generate using this VSM, it will have used the random number of 5. Protocol, you can select either the serially connected device, the TSM 250 or 2 series, or you can use the TSM 500, which is a TCP/IP connected device. It can behave either as a vending module or a manufacturing module, and on the right you have the port that it talks to on TCP/IP and the IP address itself. And of course, if you're selecting the serial port, this will come up with some serial port list on your computer, and then you can marry it up to that. This shows that the KEX slot is active. In other words, all the keys have been populated into the unit and is ready to go. You have a box at the bottom here, which is the command coming from the point of sale, and you have a box on the right of that, which is the response from the virtual security module to the point of sale. All of these keys are contained in an INR file. You can always go in there and change it if you wish, although I wouldn't advise it, but you can. For example, if you want to change a vending key or any of these parameters, you can go there and change them. And then later on, if you want to come back to the original settings, all you need to do is delete the INR file, restart the virtual security module, and it will recreate the original ones. Okay, so now in order to see how this works, what I'll do is I'll load up a test program. There it is. Now this test program essentially just sends commands to the security module and gets responses back. So what we'll do initially is just see if it's responding. I'm going to send an SMID command, and if we send it, there's the command that went according to the 800-6 protocol, and there's the response it got from the security module. Let's just go and have a quick look at the security module. What you see here is that it received the command from the point of sale, which in our case is a security module test program, and it sent the response back. Okay, now let's try and generate, for example, a token. We'll use register 1 EA07 with all these settings, base date 1993, and we'll select a subclass of electricity, and we'll put in an amount of, let's say, 1000 kilowatt hours. Create the credit token. There's your token that came back. There's again the command and the response, and if we go to the security module itself, there is the request coming through, and here's the response with the hexadecimal token and the decimal token here, the printable token. You can see that it's 0104129. There it is. Okay, and you can also of course do things like, let's just clear this window here, you can also do things like set a maximum power limit. I mean, any of the tokens you want. You can also, let's do a key change while we're here. So we're going from leave the SGCs as they are, what we'll do is just change the tariff index from 1 to 2, and we will generate a token. There's your 2 key change tokens that have come back, and then of course you can generate also the 3 key change token set if you wish. There's your 3 key change tokens, and so on. So you can see that the security module itself behaves like any other security module would. It does support probably 90 to 99% of the commands that a real security module will support. So you can certainly use it for development of your point of sale and for doing the STS testing. It's a really useful tool, and you can download this off the STS website as well. Okay, so please play with it, download it, play with it. If you have any feedback for us, by the way, and you would like to see something else on the security module, any of the tools in fact, then let us know and we'll see what we can do. This brings us to the end of this part of the video series. I hope you found this video helpful and hope you will join us for the rest of the video series. Goodbye and see you again soon.